So this is the first video out where I will break down a few combinations of features that will help you to create some pretty epic Black Friday ads. So let's start. For today's video, we're going to look at Airbnb, which I'm sure most of you are already very familiar with. And to start to actually get ahead of ourselves, what we're going to achieve in the next few clicks is something like this.
They hunt bargains, we hunt moments. Escape the madness on November 28th and book your next experience with Airbnb.
So the first thing we're going to do is to head into the UGC feature, and this feature is extremely powerful right now. It's been blowing my mind the last few days, and it's only getting better and better and better. So what I did is that I wanted to create something for Airbnb to use in my ad, so I picked the talking head since I don't really have any product or fashion item to try on. The next thing I did is that I scrolled through to find my avatar. And I came across, I'm going to keep scrolling for a second. I came across this, and I thought that, or my thought process is basically that I felt like we're making an ad for Airbnb and I wanted it to feel like a travel vibe. So I went with this guy here. Then I continued to the script. Here I went for the custom script since I wanted to create my own message. The message I'm going to use today in the different ads that we're going to create is they hunt for bargains and we hunt for moments. Escape the madness on November 28th and book your next experience with Airbnb. I felt like it felt very Airbnb and it kind of goes against the norm a little bit, and I kind of like the concept. And of course, we're just making this ad for fun, but if Airbnb sees it, then you can always contact me and I might give it to you. So let's continue. Here I went for the Pro since I feel pretty confident that this will turn out pretty well. The next thing is that I click generate. However, if you are a little bit unsure, you can see that this one cost me 2 credits. If you want to go ahead and see how it turns out, go for the essential. The quality will be less good, but you will get an idea before you go and spend your credits. So what I did here is that I took my video. And I think it turned out really well. Like in one go, I created something that I'm going to use in my campaign, and it only took me a second. And going back, looking at the script, you can either go fully AI generated, and then you don't need to come up with your slogan or your call to action or whatever. But I wanted to create something, so I did. But you can always make it easier if you wish to. So now that we saved our video, we're going to head back to projects and we're going to turn this into a branded video in just a few clicks. And this we will actually do in the custom templates. So what I will do is that I will go into my projects, open new project in custom templates. And for today, we're going to take a look at the template that I just created. So the first thing I did was to actually go to videos, and here I pulled in my video. I believe it's this one. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead here and I'm gonna place it so it fits the whole screen. Then what I did before that is that I also had my call to action, which I added down here. So I picked this one and then I changed it to the Airbnb colors, and I used Colorzilla to do that. Then I wrote find my next experience. The next thing we did as well is that I added in the logo. So the logo you can find down here. So now if I delete it here and I click the logo, it's just gonna reappear, and you can either pull it in as a dark or light. And then you can simply just adjust it. So that is essentially how simple it is to make your video. So here we have the call to action, we have the logo on the corner, and that is essentially all you need for a UGC ad to make it a little bit more branded. The next thing we're gonna check is that the main video is marked as dynamic. And if we click the call to action again, we're gonna also make sure that it is dynamic. And what we need to remember here is that we're actually not editing a video, we're editing a template. So it's super important that this video is dynamic so we can create other videos along the road and make multiple variations of content with the same template, if that makes sense. Here I'm just gonna double check position. We're gonna send it forward. Perfect. All right, I think we have everything we need. So I will go ahead and I will save. Now what happens is that I have my template and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick it. Then I'm gonna do a direct match and I'm gonna keep the call to action as is since I really like my video. Then I will go and I will pull in the same video. And the reason I do this is that in the custom template, what we did is that we actually made the template and not the video. So here we need to pull in the same video and we click generate. This is, there we go. And once you have generated, you will have your ready to use video and it looks something like this.
They hunt bargains, we hunt moments. Escape the madness on November 28th and book your next experience with Airbnb.
And that is essentially how easy it is for you to make a UGC and then turn it into a branded ad that you can push to your ad accounts and run. It's super cool. And since this is a template, you can create multiple different versions, you can use multiple different avatars and essentially create a whole package of content very, very quick. So it's extremely powerful, super cool, and I'm so proud of the team for pulling this feature together. I think the results are just phenomenal. The next thing we're going to look at is static ads. So it's not necessarily that we only want to run video ads, although they work really, really well. So for this campaign today, I went into stock images and I picked my format. Then I did a little, I made another choice. So I picked my style. Then I wrote my prompt. I wanted a unique treehouse surrounded by lush greenery, sunlight, etc. And it came out something like this. Not this one actually, but this one. Prior to that, I did a little cabin in the forest surrounded by a lush forest, deep green, that kind of vibe. And every time I prompt, I always use the improve prompt. So I just type out, you know, the main essentials of what I want to achieve, and then I let the AI go and clean it up and make it nice and tidy. And the favorite picture I had generated was this one. And what's cool is that all of them are safe to use since our AI models are trained on commercially safe stock images. So every new image is actually an image you can use in your campaigns. Both downloaded and saved it to my library. And the next thing I did is that I headed into AdCreatives. And this is one of our main features and one of the first features, obviously, considering the name. And here I picked the post size again, since that's the size that I generated my stock image in. Then I went to generate text, and instead of using the pre-generated one done by the AI, I actually wrote my own because I wanted to keep the messaging consistent for this campaign. So since what we're doing today is that we are not hunting bargains, we are hunting moments. Escape the madness on November 28th and book your next experience. So what I did here is that I clicked next step and then I pulled in my image and I clicked generate. And the result looked something like this. And that is essentially how easy it is to generate a UGC ad, turn it into a video, a branded video that you can run as an ad. And then I also went ahead and I made another static campaign with the same messaging in just a few clicks. I hope that showcases you how easy it is to use AdCreative.ai. If you need any help or have questions, we're always happy to help you. And we have a pretty cool Black Friday deal out right now. We get 50% off quarterly and yearly plans. And we also include all pro features in the quarterly and the yearly, plus the 50%, and you get access to our mobile app. So I hope to see you in the app and in the next video. Bye.